Headlines of VTV News. Government conference addresses Typhoon Yagi's aftermath. And foreigners rally to support Vietnam in Typhoon Yagi aftermath.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, this is VTV News coming live to you from Hanoi. You're with me, Lina Pham. Here's the top news of the hour. Under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh, the government held a conference on Sunday to address 4 major tasks in response to Typhoon Yagi. These are urgently mitigating the storm's consequences, quickly stabilizing the people's situation, restoring production and business, and promoting economic growth. The Prime Minister also called for swifter, more precise and effective solutions to overcome the typhoon's aftermath. More on this to follow.
At the conference, the Prime Minister reported that the government has supported localities with over $14.2 million, 300 tons of rice, and raised more than $40 million in donations. The government's top leader also emphasized some lessons: closely follow the situation, make accurate forecasts, quickly and promptly inform and mobilize people, and provide accurate, appropriate, and effective directions. All levels must be proactive with the motto 3 before, 4 on site in preventing and overcoming consequences, putting people's lives and health first and foremost, and mobilizing the entire political system. The Prime Minister emphasized the importance of achieving 6 major goals in overcoming the consequences of storms and floods.
No one should be left hungry, cold, without clean water or shelter. We must urgently and effectively overcome the consequences of the super typhoon, quickly stabilize the spiritual and material lives of the people, effectively restore production and business, control inflation well, and strive for annual growth of about 7%, ensure political stability, social order, and safety for the people, and maintain a peaceful and stable environment for development.
The Prime Minister also asked ministries and branches to coordinate with localities to deploy groups of solutions. Military and police forces will provide localities with as much means as needed. Regarding Phong Châu Bridge in Phu Tho, the Prime Minister has agreed to use the central budget to build a new bridge, striving to complete in 2025. At present, the government's top leader has directed the construction of a pontoon bridge across the river for transportation activities.
On Sunday, Nguyễn Xuân Thắng, Politburo member, director of the Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics and chairman of the Central Theoretical Council, inspected the aftermath of Typhoon Yagi in Yên Bái and Thái Nguyên provinces. He praised the efforts of party committees, authorities at all levels, and the people in dealing with the storm's consequences. Thắng urged local authorities to focus on restoring infrastructure and helping people stabilize their lives. He emphasized the need to quickly repair traffic, school, and healthcare systems, as well as manage disease control and environmental sanitation. Additionally, he stressed the importance of having a plan ready for future weather-related challenges. Urgent repair work on power lines is underway across affected areas. So far, over 1,500 medium voltage lines damaged by the storm have been restored. Access to electricity has been returned to more than 5.8 million customers. With repairs expected to be completed within days, Typhoon Yagi has caused power disruptions for over 6.1 million electricity customers throughout Vietnam. In Haiphong, Typhoon Yagi affected nearly 2,700 classrooms, with over 1,000 suffering severe damage. Schools and education sectors are now urgently repairing and restoring facilities, school systems, and teaching equipment. Their goal is to ensure students can safely return to school.
5 days after the storm, teachers at Kiến Thụy High School were wearing protective hats and carrying buckets of water and cement. The typhoon had nearly destroyed the entire roof system.
By all means, we must bring teaching and learning back.
Currently, the mortar is still very messy.
According to the new general education program, over 70% of classrooms were affected, with teaching equipment suffering the most damage.
The shielding will be completed today, but permanent repairs will take 2 weeks to a month.
The school's youth union has made efforts to overcome the typhoon's consequences by replacing broken glass doors. Students are eager to return to school, having been forced to stay home after just 1 day of classes.
Currently, the local education sector is focusing all its resources on quickly repairing the damage to schools and ensuring children can return to class safely.
The classrooms are relatively safe for children. However, infrastructure, traffic, electricity, and water are not guaranteed in some areas. We'll focus on repairing facilities to ensure children can safely return to school.
Urgent efforts to review and count the number of students families affected by the storm are underway, ensuring timely support measures can be implemented.
You're watching VTV News. Import and export activities have resumed at border gates in Lào Cai, Lạng Sơn, and Quảng Ninh provinces. Intersectoral forces have mobilized maximum personnel to expedite goods clearance and manage service prices. The management board of Đồng Đăng Lạng Sơn Border Gate Economic Zone has agreed with China's Pingxiang Border Gate to extend customs clearance time by 2 hours daily at the Tân Thanh Pò Chai dedicated freight route to prevent congestion. Meanwhile, 2,200 tons of import and export goods were cleared on Saturday at the temporary pontoon bridge in Móng Cái City, Quảng Ninh province, after clearance resumed with Dongxing, China. The aquaculture sector in Quảng Ninh and Hải Phòng has reportedly suffered losses amounting to billions of US dollars. In response, the State Bank of Vietnam has instructed the banking sector to explore options such as debt restructuring, deferrals, debt rescheduling, interest rate support, and continued new loan offerings to help restore production and business activities.
The floating wooden platforms, bamboo structures, and cages seen here are remnants from both large and small fish farms in the aftermath of the typhoon. Phie has 60 cages at sea, with over 90 tons of fish nearing harvest. However, the recent Typhoon Yagi swept everything away, resulting in losses of $500,000 US.
I borrowed 167,000 USD from the bank, but now given the situation, I have no money to pay the interest each month or quarter.
500,000 USD to 625,000 USD for 3 cages. Since yesterday, I've been searching for them. I don't even know which ones are mine.
In Quảng Ninh province and Hải Phòng city, nearly 12,000 customers have been affected by Typhoon Yagi, with the total outstanding debt estimated at more than $1 billion US. The agriculture, forestry, and aquaculture sectors have borne the brunt of the damage.
We have issued directives to commercial banks to focus on supporting businesses, customers, and households with loans. Customers, especially those in agriculture, rural areas, and aquaculture, must have appropriate mechanisms and policies, such as debt restructuring, interest rate reductions, and new loans, enabling businesses and individuals to access capital and resume operations. Existing debts will be reviewed and handled based on actual conditions.
Debt restructuring, deferrals, rescheduling, and new loans offerings are effective measures to help affected individuals and businesses recover from the damage caused by Typhoon Yagi.
In recent days, many activities to support people affected by Typhoon Yagi have been carried out by localities and international organizations. Lai Châu province has contributed nearly 1.4 billion Vietnamese dongs. The Fatherland Front Committee of Thái Bình province has received more than 21 billion Vietnamese dongs in support of typhoon victims. In Bình Phước province, nearly 2,000 groups and individuals have donated over 2.7 billion Vietnamese dongs, while a local corporation has donated an additional 2 billion Vietnamese dongs. The Vietnam National Coal and Mineral Industries has deployed a support package of 70 billion Vietnamese dongs and provided 10 billion Vietnamese dongs through the Vietnam Fatherland Front. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has received 40 water purifiers and 200 multi-purpose plastic tarpaulins with a total value of more than 124,000 US dollars from the Embassy of Japan and the Japan International Cooperation Agency. Additionally, 10 embassies and 16 international organizations have pledged to support 160 tons of goods. After Typhoon Yagi passed, recovery efforts were swiftly launched. From assisting in flooded areas to clearing fallen trees, images of foreigners lending a hand have demonstrated the community's strength in helping Vietnam overcome this difficult time. The spirit of solidarity and sharing has somewhat eased the losses left behind by the typhoon.
When Typhoon Yagi hit Vietnam, British couple Jennifer and husband were vacationing in Phu Quoc. Seeing the typhoon's devastating consequences, they decided to fly to Hanoi to contribute to the post-storm relief efforts.
We don't live here, we just travel Southeast Asia for a month. And we saw about the storm, so we decided we were in Phu Quoc, so we decided to fly to Hanoi to help. We just want to help everybody and we just feel good by helping because we feel sorry that all this mess. People just join together and help. It's just lovely here that everybody's joining together and helping.
For many foreigners who have lived and worked in Hanoi, cleaning up the streets is their way of showing love and gratitude for the country.
I've seen people like donating boats and stuff like that, and then some people can come out and help clean the city. So I think it's great. However anybody can pitch in and help is great. It's a lot of work, and I think they've done a good job of clearing the roads, getting things back to normal. So I'm very impressed, and just like the general way that people pitch in, everybody's been cleaning.
The special thing is that Vietnamese people have big hearts and are ready to work together. When there is an event like this, many foreigners and locals volunteer to join. I feel proud to be an expat living in Hanoi.
Natural disasters have a way of uniting people across racial and national boundaries. This display of solidarity offers a heartwarming glimpse of shared humanity.
We prepared convenient foods such as bread and sausages because there was a power outage in storm-affected areas. I want to join to repay all the times I received help. Vietnamese consider each other as family members. I always want to support the country during difficult times.
During the most challenging times, community solidarity proves to be the key to overcoming obstacles and restoring normalcy.
Those beautiful images of foreigners joining hands with Vietnam to support us during difficult time has wrapped up this edition of VTV News. But before we say goodbye, let's take a look at the weather forecast. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or tune in our YouTube channel at youtube.com/VTV4Go. See you again at 3 p.m. local time. Goodbye for now.